Auto theft, which is often associated with home invasions, is one of the hot-button issues facing residents of Halton. Carfax Canada has launched Vehicle Monitoring, a new consumer-facing tool for Canadians to detect VIN fraud, and a new data-sharing partnership with the Canada Border Services Agency. I spoke with the president of Carfax Canada, Shawn Vording, to get details on the service.
The premise is much like credit monitoring. And so on a credit card, you get alerted if if your identity has been used to establish credit, you get an alert from some of these credit monitoring services. This product's really identical, but it's for your car. This, in most cases, the second most valuable asset that you own next to your home. And so the premise is that on a monthly basis, we alert you to any activity that's happened specific to your vehicle. It might be a service record. It might be that the vehicle was registered somewhere. It might be, God forbid, that the car was exported out of the country, and you as the owner now have the ability to say, hold on a minute, something doesn't quite add up here. I didn't service my car in Calgary. I didn't export my car overseas. And you can now proactively deal with the unfortunate situation when your VIN has been used as a clone.
So this service is now, is it a paid service that a consumer would go to you and pay for? And what would the rate be to have this extra bit of security?
Yeah, so it's a paid service. It's $84.95. Every single month, we provide you a new Carfax history report. We also use our clone identification logic to alert you to whether or not your vehicle's been cloned. And so it's really an exceptional value for what you're getting in terms of real-time data and being able to manage this proactively.
Now, auto theft, obviously, us doing Halton News here, Oakville's such a hot spot. Milton is such a hot spot. So many cars being stolen. We hear Halton police talk about it all the time. What percentage of auto theft gets into the world of VIN fraud as well?
Yeah, a really high percentage of stolen vehicles end up getting revinned with a donor VIN attached to it. And so there's about 300,000 plus cars in Canada that right now that have been used in cloning a VIN. They might be a stolen car. They might have been the actual real car where the VIN was borrowed. And it's about 127,000 that are registered in Ontario. The real challenge here is that you don't know if yours is the donor or the clone until you do a bunch of work to figure that out.
And then if yours, you have to do the work to figure it out, but what happens? Obviously, we're talking to the good citizens out there that may just be victims. What does happen if your car, all of a sudden, the VIN number has been duplicated and you've got the original, but there's another one out there? How do you prove that you're not the one that's made the fake one?
Yeah, that's right. So normally this doesn't happen until you try to sell your car and it's discovered at the dealership. They run a Carfax report and determine that your car is living two separate lives. This is a proactive way for a consumer to know that there might be something wrong with your VIN. It might have been involved as a clone or as a donor. And consumers can do a bunch of things. They can reach out to us directly, and we have a full customer service group that works on this around the clock right now, unfortunately. And we work with consumers, and we work with the authorities, and we work with the original dealers to validate which car is the true car, and we evaluate which car is the actual stolen car. We then work with the government to make sure that the Canadian registration system is accurate. And then we work also with the Canadian Border Services Agency and police to make sure that their records reflect that as well.